Hey guys, so I want to talk to you real quick before this video. So recently, my Monster Hunter video, it blew up, and it's great to see all the new subscribers and the people who really liked that video. It was completely unexpected. But when that video released, I was currently working on this video, so I wanted to make sure this video was done before we moved on to the next thing. So depending on when you watch this video, tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm going to be starting the Monster Hunter Rise high rank no damage run at my Twitch channel at 11 a.m. Central. And I would love to see you guys there and have some fun with y'all. But for now, enjoy the video. Today's game drops the Seeker into desolate locations, and it makes you thrive and protect yourself through the entire thing. So what I did to get into my character's mindset is I went to the most desolate location that I know of. Okay, I'm ready.
As I take this road of emptiness, as I turn around, I see a cloud of gray. How long shall I stay? I long for you again.
Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts is a game that allows people of all ages to live out their sniper fantasies. See, a quick fact about me is when I was a kid, there were two professions that I wanted to do. One, be a US Navy SEAL, and two, be a scout sniper. Although that didn't come to be, the creators of Contracts released games that allowed us to do just that. I have always seen the Sniper series to be kind of a cheaper but well-made game. It's something that you could take out of the bargain bin and enjoy for a weekend or two. However, with the Contract series, it seems like they really perfected the sniper gunplay and made it feel like you're actually a sniper. So they definitely stepped up their game for this series. But it gave me so much joy in these past years. See, after doing the Monster Hunter no damage run, I was super hyped for the next challenge. And I thought, you know, they just dropped a Crossbow DLC for this game. And then the challenge was born. Before we hop right into the question, let's set some ground rules. 1. I could only use crossbows or melee. 2. I cannot use any ballistic weapons. 3. Any side objectives also have to follow the same rule set. 4. Gadgets are allowed only if they do no damage themselves, like the dragonfly. And 5. Complete every main contract in each mission. So let's actually ask the question. Can you beat Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts with only a crossbow and some melee? When we open up the map and start the game, we have a single option: start the contract with the tutorial. Once I load into that game, it shows me how to tag enemies and use the scope, and then we failed the challenge. At this point, it wants us to fire a bullet, which breaks both Rule 1 and Rule 2. So now this is going to be a minimalist challenge. And with 7 shots, the minimalist challenge begins. Okay, let's go to the loadout. Well, I need a bow if I want to start this challenge. So, if I want to get a bow, then I need to get some money. If I need to get some money, then I need to do a contract. If I need to do a contract, then I need to get a bow. If I want to get a bow, then I need to get some money. If I want to get some money, then I need to do a contract. If I need to do a contract, then I need to get a bow. Or it looks like I have a bow here. Well, I guess that's out of the way. Off to the next mission, I guess. The first mission is in the Altai Mountains, and I had 5 contracts I had to do there. 1. Download Ivanovsky's plans. 2. Find the client's spy. 3. Eliminate Dmitry Ivanovsky. 4. Destroy all test results. And 5. Steal samples of the virus. As I load in the game, it tells me that all my gear was dropped off ahead of me, and all I have on me was a pistol. See, I was worried I was going to have to add another shot to the minimalist count, but luckily all I could sneak around them with a single melee takedown and pick up the crossbow. At this point, I'm going to try to get acquainted with this weapon. See, there's 3 different types of bolts. The first one is a standard bolt. The second is a poisonous gas bolt, and the last one is a grenade bolt. See, the one I really want to talk about is the gas bolt. It will help me so much in this run. After you fire a bolt, it releases a gas that will eliminate enemies in a small radius, and there's no damage fall off from that range, so it's a great way to take out the farther enemies. Before we go into the map proper, it shows me a group of enemies that we could take out. It's a great way to practice right now. Here, I also learned that there are enemies with gas masks, so even the gas bolt is not perfect. Once we walk into the map, it shows us that I could leave at any point once I complete at least one contract. But any changes to the loadout will not go into effect unless I leave the map and start a new contract. We push forward using the crossbow, trying to get used to the reticle that it has. And as I approached the outpost, there was some testing I needed to do. I found out that the gas can eliminate the heavy class enemies. And then if I hit an enemy with a gas bolt, it will alert the base before they pass away. So no direct hits on the enemies, aim for the foot. Got it. As I push into the base, I get caught and shot up. Next attempt, I do a little bit more limit testing with the gas bolts and the damage fall off of the standard bolts. I took a little too much time wiping out this outpost, but it was a great way to learn the ins and outs of my Seeker. Also, I finally finished the first contract. Download his plans. On the other side of the outpost was a connection for the CCTVs, which allowed me to check out the main base. Right as I was about to leave, there was a bounty that got activated. I could take out a target for some extra cash, so I headed right there. I took my first shot on someone and I super whiffed,
I missed.
and it alerted everyone. I'm like, well, crap. Well, maybe I could just shoot the main target and leave. So I shot a gas bolt and he went down super easily. However, I learned that I also have to loot the target for the bounty to be complete.
Oh, we have to loot him. No.
I was able to quickly go over to him and loot him with no issues. I also found out that I could shoot a Seeker
Perfect.
drone. Awesome.
That was a nice shot.
I lollygagged for a while getting collectibles until I made it to the spot where our next contract was. There was a bunch of enemies there. However, 2 good shots with the gas bolt took out the main group, and 2 more took out more heavies. Then I scanned the body and completed the second contract. At this point, the last 3 contracts were all in the same spot, so I left the map just so I could get a red dot sight so I could have a better time aiming, which geez helped so much. And then I picked up the dragonfly in order to scout areas better, and also the thermal night vision so I could see enemies better. But here's where I learned that in order to get anything in my new loadout, I needed to leave the contract and load in, basically restarting the entire mission. So I decided not to do that, and we're just going to finish the contract what we have here. Okay, so we load in and get right to the new area. Admittedly, I got a little frustrated here. I was really relying on this gas bolt to basically carry me through this level. However, sometimes it is a little jank. Like if I hit a wall and there's an enemy behind it, even though the gas permeates through the wall and goes through the window, the enemy still doesn't get hit. Even if I hit the bolt right on the tip of the outside of the window, it still doesn't do it. I have to actually hit on the inside. So if there's any cover, it completely negates any of the gas, which is a little weird. I also found out there's a range with this gas bolt. So I fired it at this one enemy who was a sniper on the very, very top of the map, and I consistently kept hitting it, and I saw the gas envelop the enemy, but it still wasn't taking the enemy out. So I guess there's a limit to where it is. Unless it's a actual bullet, the gas still won't kill him. So that kind of stinks. So the AI is also a little weird sometimes, and will see me even if I'm in full cover, and that is definitely going to be a theme. So I got fed up and I just ran into the base without caring about the enemies outside. That's going to be future Amatech's problem. Once I ran in, I found a quick way to get to the main target, and right next to him was the virus samples. So that's contracts 3 and 5 done. The last objective was in a mountain base filled with guards. So stealth and gas, I was able to quickly go to the top, complete the final contract. Done. Getting to the exfil was a little uneventful, except I got lost in the compound. After about 15 minutes of me just running around, I finally got out and completed the mission. Done. All right, so this little section is a little interesting. Let me, and there we go. Okay, let's continue. I wanted the rest of this run to go well, so I went back into the mission with several more runs, and I 100%ed all the contracts and collectibles. My scouting mask to max, the knife tree to max, my ammunition to max, which literally did nothing to anything that I had, so it was kind of a waste. Got my detection down in the snow to max and the detection in the wooded areas to max. But after that, I was kind of golden. The crossbow was fully upgraded to what I had, so all you really could do is add a scope to it. And the dragonfly is also pretty upgraded. So, on to the second mission, pretty much fully upgraded. Here we go. Okay, this is the second mission, also had 5 contracts. 1. Hack the electronic logbook. 2. Eliminate Leonid. 3. Place a C4 underneath the icebreaker. 4. Eliminate Igor Pisekov. And 5. Obtain the smartphone. When I loaded in, I was able to go to the left or right of the map first. I should have gone left because that contract was close range, but I chose the right side. And that side had a lot of long range sightlines, which is great for a sniper rifle, but not great for a crossbow. However, a new obstacle showed itself, a jammer. Whenever I mark a target, a few seconds later it gets wiped clean if the jammer is still operating. I also cannot fly a drone in this area when this jammer is operating. You could shut it down with a well-placed sniper shot, but these bolts aren't really cutting it. As I weave my way through the enemies, taking them out one at a time, I finally got the jammer shut down, and I could progress inside, finishing my first contract, hacking the electronic logbook. Right next to it is another CCTV box, once again allowing me to scout the final area of the mission. Quickly, I backtracked to the shipyard to take out Leonid while surrounded by a bunch of shipping crates. The next section is a little rough. I need to get to the last 3 contracts. However, there's a bridge that is my only way in and out, and it's swarming with guards, tanks, turrets, and consistently overwatched by snipers that my crossbow cannot hit. However, underneath the bridge, there's a small pathway, also covered in guards, but after a few attempts, we finally got across it, and we went up the ladder, and we were able to overlook the final area. This place was tricky. The phone was in the pocket of Olga, who was heading to a car to go to a helipad and leave the mission, so that adds a timer. With the rifle, it wouldn't be too bad, but with this crossbow, I needed to get close. And if the timer itself wasn't bad enough, this whole place was covered by 5 snipers in very high up areas, and guards patrolling everywhere. So I just threw caution to the wind and basically sprinted to the office where Olga and Igor both were and started shooting gas bolts on the ground, which took out the majority of all the enemies, and I used normal bolts to finish off the ones with gas masks. That makes me complete both contract 4 and 5. The last contract was a lot easier since it was close quarters. Melee and a silent crossbow excelled here, completely ignoring all the times that I failed. After finding all the spots to throw the C4 down at, I turned tail and I went to the exfiltration, completing the mission and all 5 contracts. Before I went to the next mission, I unlocked another utility mask perk, a perk where I could see the sightlines of the cameras. Then I also fully upgraded our soldier tree for more armor, and it also allows us for walking and sprinting to make a 0 sound. Okay, off to the next mission. Hey everyone, it's Amatech, just hopping in halfway through the video, just saying don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Also, if you want to follow me on any of my socials, it's at Amatech everywhere. Alright, back to the video. I have another 5 contract mission in Bektelv Valley, and it's our first woodland mission. The contracts for this one are 1. Free the prisoner, 2. Eliminate Sasha Pruchenko, 3. Eliminate Agvan Dorshev, 4. Obtain the hidden camera recordings, and 5. Find the evidence of Dorshev's illegal activities. So I got a nice change of scenery, but this opening was a little bit difficult. The starting area had what seemed like 20 plus enemies, but luckily with the detection perks and the tall grass everywhere, I was easily able to stealth through the first area, only eliminating some of the guards on the way. First place I head to was the prisoners camp, and I did my best to go in stealthily, however I failed miserably. There was a guard that I thought I could hit with a bolt, and I missed 3 times, and at that point, the entire base was alerted, so I decided to run from cover to cover, just looking for the prisoner because it seems like there was a timer on my screen. Then all of a sudden, a grenade got thrown at me, and it missed me, but it went to the lower level, and it opened up the prisoner's cage, which completed the contract for me. However, I was still pinned in the house, getting shot at from every direction in the house, returning fire the best way I can by using the gas bolts and the grenade bolts, just so I could fight back and try to survive. At one point, there was an enemy that was just barreling down towards me, and I tried to take him down. However, I messed up. I pressed the wrong button and picked up the body. Luckily, I was able to throw down the body and take down the enemy before I got shot. Heading to the exfiltration, I was able to take out a bounty, but a rival showed up. See, the one thing I didn't really talk about before is rivals. A rival is another sniper who gets the same bounty that you do, but they have no qualms on trying to take you out. Every other time the rivals were pretty easily that I was able to avoid them and I didn't really care about them, but this time it was a little tough. He was sitting on a high rock overlooking the entire valley, and he was just stopping me from getting to the bounty and leaving in the first place. I moved around, dodging and swimming just to get at him. I even did a leap of faith. But right as I got in range, the bounty completed itself and he left. So sadly, I didn't even get the satisfaction of bolting him. At that point, I was streaming for 8 hours. I was dead tired, so I took a well-needed rest and I went back at it the next day. When I logged in, I headed over to a bridge and this truck was heading on its way to me. Luckily, we took care of it.
I'm hit! Damn it!
I started heading to the next compound, taking care of any enemies in my way. This run especially made being silent very important. I didn't have a lot of firepower to fight back with except my grenades, which had more people coming there, and this compound had tons of enemies, so whenever I got caught, yeah, I instantly died. Consistently. After what felt like forever, I finally cleared the base and I took down both targets and got the tapes that I needed. Although we're still not done with this mission, we still got one more thing to do. Here at the factory was the first time that I actually used this drone. Most of the time, my mask automatically marked enemies near me, and when I used the mask ability, it let me see enemies all around me in a small radius. But this area was significantly bigger with a lot more enemies, so marking them ahead of time with the drone would be best. So with the additional challenge of having to interrogate the last target, that means that I have to sneak behind him and do a takedown, in which time you're completely vulnerable and you could get shot. So I have to take out everyone around him, which still took a couple tries. Once I finally did it, the evidence we needed was right there, so I grabbed it and left. Mission 3 is in the bag. The penultimate mission is Archive Fortress, where for once we have 6 contracts here. 1. Obtain evidence of genetic experimentation. 2. Eliminate Nikita Zaitiev. 3. Steal a pen drive from Nikita. 4. Find proof of program casualties. 5. Eliminate Anastasia X. Alkalov. And 6. Destroy genetics program data. And off I go. During this mission, I learned speed is key. With the upgrades of the camo, I could basically run from cover to cover with no real repercussions. Also adding that the crossbow was just very good at one-shot kills, I was a force to be reckoned with. The first compound I came across was just blitz through, especially for the fact that all I needed was to pick up something. Yep, I was out. The second compound also was really fast to run through. One of my targets was on the top floor, and there were 2 guards that, made it really easy for me to get to him. The only real tricky part was that there was a sniper overwatching the northern part of the compound. And guess where my target loved to take his smoke breaks at? I also learned that bolts were only really effective at 80 meters. Anything past that were up in the air about if they were going to do anything. However, I got what I needed from this place and bolted. This area was tricky. It's a long lane perfect for snipers, especially multiple enemy snipers. But luckily I was able to go from cover to cover once again, doing our best not to get shot, and in turn, shooting them. It took me a couple more attempts than I would like to admit to get past this, and onto the final tower, I could see our next contract. Since shots have been flying moments ago in that long corridor, this base was on full alert, so I just used that and lobbed gas bolts to thin the herd and eliminate any heavies. Once I felt satisfied with the limited number of enemies, I went down and shot them with a grenade bolt. And then I finished the contract by scanning a box of proof. The last area was a legitimate fortress, but even that could be exploited. Once I climbed the ladder, the whole left side was easy pickings that I could just sneak in. The last target tried to hide themselves by getting a body double. Fortunately for the real target, they had a smoking habit. And that's what poisons your lungs. I ran up the scaffolding to destroy all the genetics data and left the way I came. That mission was pretty easy and done. The preparation for the final mission was pretty easy. I finally upgraded the mask to see through walls, and then I switched to woodland camo again. Yeah, here it is. Serbieska 7 Junction. Here, we only have 4 contracts. 1. Eliminate Zinnik Alkanov. 2. Obtain intelligence about the weapon system. 3. Sabotage the train carrying the missiles. And 4. Eliminate Nurgiri Kirchhoff. At first glance, this map looks like it goes in a circle. It does not. It's 2 separate dead-end paths. One path ends by eliminating the main target, and the second ends with us destroying the missiles. I had no clue about the split at the very start, so we just went to the train yard because it was the biggest mission area. The bad news? This whole area has a jammer, so no drones or marking any targets, and there are also 4 snipers overwatching me at all times. Silently pushing forward on the outside of the camp, I finally found a way in. Unfortunately, mines. Setting aside that surprise, there wasn't many patrols inside, which allowed me to get the target nice and easy. The only issue here was patrols finding the bodies of other patrols, setting off a chain reaction of alerts, until I found a pattern where I was able to get everyone and have no alarms go off. I lied. Yep, as I was interrogating the target, enemies found me. See, at this point, the AI was really starting to get to me. I was at 3 days of streaming this game back to back, and I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I don't even care about being stealthy. I completed my target. It doesn't matter. This area here, it seemed like this is where the final boss was. Not knowing that, yes, this is the final boss. But once again, the weak spot was still on the left. So I just went all the way up there, making it all the way to the roof. And since I was like kind of over at this game, I just took a grenade bolt and blasted the final target.
I'm more than happy with that.
See, now all I needed to do was blow up the missiles. So I was looking all around trying to find a way down there, and that's where I found out, oh, it's a dead end. Got it. So I fast traveled all the way to the very beginning area, and I started walking down the second path. Once again, I didn't really want to deal with any of the enemies, so I quickly went to the final area going as stealthily as I can, making sure guards and cameras didn't see me. Though admittedly that's not necessary, I just wanted to. I wanted this last mission to be like super sneaky, but you'll see in a second. Just See, at this time, my patience for the AI seeing through walls and having the whole camp alerted within a millisecond of me being seen was wearing very thin. I reset over and over trying to make sure that I wasn't spotted until I finally did it. But the last straw broke as soon as I went to the missile area, and from behind cover, the enemy saw me.
Who saw? Fuck this game.
So with bullets flying by, I ran to the back and... Actually, no. I'm gonna let this say it for me.
I played the game, I've won it all. They've screamed my name, they bought the doll. I've seized the day, now I've got one thing left to say. Hey, fuck you! Here's my 2 minutes notice, fuck you! Time to quit and smell the roses, say goodbye.
Fucking gameplay. You can call it stealth if no one's alive to report you.
I have taken shit, been crushed under your heel. I have suffered for profit and suckered for fame, made a fortune you could steal. I've had enough, I've hit the wall. I'm tired of taking your calls. It ends today, now there's just one last thing to say. Hey,
Ew.
fuck you! I wish I'd said it sooner, fuck you! Cut you off just like a tumor. Hope you die. Kiss my ass goodbye, you cuck. Fuck you. Did you really think I
Honestly, editing that song felt so good for this. Okay, so that's about it. The challenge is over and I'm done. In other words, can you beat Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts with only a crossbow and some melee? No. And with 7 shots at the tutorial, I could say this minimalist challenge is over. And oh boy, I'm done with this. Now I could forget about this and not have to worry. Hey, what's that noise? Hey, wait, no. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot that you watched this far. This challenge got a little frustrating towards the end, but it was still pretty fun to do. I definitely enjoyed my time with it. And I really actually like this game. I know it doesn't seem like it from this video, but I genuinely do. It was really fun. I definitely enjoy it, especially if it's a casual and you actually play the game that you're, supposed to play. But no, I definitely enjoy it, and this was a fun challenge. But yeah, if you have any other challenges that you want me to do, yeah, just write it in the comments, and I'll definitely look through them and see what I could do. Oh, yeah, also, starting this Tuesday, if you're watching this on the day of the release, I'm going to start the Monster Hunter Rise high rank, no damage run on my Twitch channel. But for now, thank you so much and have a great day. Peace, guys.
All my mind is in the sea.